Hello guys, welcome to today's edition of Get Real Show. Today we'll be talking about depression and how to deal with it. We just have to hear from the rest of the squad. On my far left, we have your girl Melody, and we have Tunji and Lady Z. And on my right hand side, we have boy Ori. And remember, it's your boy Victor Chuzo. So guys, what you have to say about depression and what you have to tell the viewers how to deal with it.
What is depression? Not everybody understands what is depression, so let's start there. What is depression? Because me personally, I don't believe in depression.
What do you believe in?
I honestly, I feel like people chose to put it in such a nice word, depression. I feel like people honestly just, for me personally, like I know it's real, yeah, and people are like, it's a real thing, but I feel like people like overthink. People tend to overthink, and when you overthink, you fall into deep sadness, and sadness comes with mental illness. Like it triggers a lot of things, and you fall into what they now call depression. Mm-hmm. So I honestly just feel like it's deep sadness. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe in the word depression.
Okay, I get it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, but when it comes to depression, that's when, like, yeah, maybe you can say we overthink this. But sometimes it's the circumstances. Your English, brah.
Have you been depressed before?
Yeah.
Oh, so just tell me what was the experience like?
As I said to the last episode, it was my boyfriend, because I ended up in hospitals 3 times, whereby
was abusing you?
No, yes,
you guys
not physically.
Oh, mentally,
like emotionally. Okay. Because I took that, and then it worked with me. Like I couldn't think properly. That is why sometimes I do have anger when you just trick me. The only thing will make me like be okay is hitting you, so that you may know what's wrong with me. Like I don't like this, I don't like that. Sometimes you get people whereby they only like kill people to make them feel okay. Or kill themselves because they don't see any other like options to get out of it.
Right?
Yeah. That.
But I also feel, don't you, okay, again, me personally, don't you think this low-key has to do with like, this is a bit too deep, but is it not spiritual as well?
No.
Because I feel like,
sometimes
yes, I feel like it's 50-50.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like this whole, because like, honestly, what you put out is what you get. You overthinking. What are you overthinking for? If you overthink as a person, you bring problems onto yourself.
Yeah.
You literally bring. Life isn't that complicated.
Exactly.
But humans tend to just make things so complicated. Fine. When you have an issue, right? It might be this small, but when you overthink, it's this big.
Yeah.
So you continue to make that problem look this big when it's not even that big. Yeah. That's because you choose not to look at the light or look at the other options. You get where I'm coming from. So you're literally just packing problems, and what you put out is what you're gonna get. So you're gonna overthink yourself into killing yourself. So for me, it's still the spiritual part of this whole thing.
And for me, at that particular time, I thought, like, just getting rid of myself, and maybe everything would be okay. Nah? But because I thought I was the problem. Didn't know, like, any other solution for it. Because I looked at me, and then I thought, it's me. It's me who did this to me.
Yeah.
So do you understand? You're taking the blame. And then you put it upon yourself. And then you get this load that you cannot like even take it off, because I have no sister, I have no brother, I only depend on myself. I have no one to talk to, because I can talk to Chipuzo. Next thing I will hear Tunji speaking about it, and then that's another thing on top of another thing. Do you see? So sometimes we don't have hearts where we can like pour out our feelings and pour out everything. Sometimes you just feel like the world is against me, of which it's not. And then you don't see any door where you can get out of this situation.
But you put yourself in that hole, no?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't put yourself in.
You don't?
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes people put in you.
People put you in, and then what is left for you to do?
That's what I'm trying.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting to. Sometimes you don't see the light. Where it is? You're just going to like end it right there, right now. So it depends on you. Where sometimes it helps only when you're talking about it. It heals you. Sometimes people don't talk about it because people make fun of it, and then it hurts again. Instead of you being healed, it hurts again. So it's kind of annoying, and putting all of those things together, and then like you don't see anything. You grew tired, and then you don't see the point of living. Why am I living exactly? And then you're asking your God, why am I living? Why don't you just take me? And then you end up eating your pills and die.
You see, as for me, right, I feel depression is a very bad thing. It has never happened to me, but I read a lot, so I have idea of people who have been into depression. For example, the ex-Brazilian footballer, it was so... See, depression sometimes it's not just about like what you are doing or what you are thinking of. There are so many reasons why people can fall into depression.
Yeah.
For example, this ex-Brazilian footballer, when his name is Adriano, when his father was alive, he loved his father. They were together like 5 and 6. They do so many things together. He was still playing in Italy at that time when his father died. You see, immediately when his father died, he could not do anything anymore. Most of his career that was up there went down. He went into depression, drinking. Maybe, for example, they have to play match in the evening now. Coming back to the team, he would be drunk. And he's still inside that depression up to now. He's not yet there because he lost his father. He lost his best friend. He lost someone who has been, you see, putting him through all this while. So it's so bad as when you don't have, maybe people are, so there are a lot of people who are, they don't have people they can confide in, that can ginger their soul, that can tell them, okay, when you have someone who you can share your feelings with, okay, bruh, this is what I'm going through, and the person will not be make mockery of you or telling other people of what you are going through, and he can be able to put himself or herself in down your shoe and can ginger you, and maybe you will be able, and you get a counselor, someone who can counsel you to put you out of those things. It will help, but because it's a very, very bad thing. Very, very bad thing.
Yeah, okay. The thing is, depression is very real. Like, I've passed through that stage before, and I got healed. One thing is that if you have good people around you, you have like if you're a Christian and you have a good spiritual father and all that, right? I think when I was depressed, first and foremost, the person that noticed was my spiritual father, my pastor, right? So he have to summon me to his office and ask me a lot of questions. And before I get there, depression doesn't show. Even when you dress nice, even when you're driving a good car, even when you're staying in a good apartment or what, it doesn't show like that, right? It's only you. You can cheer with people. We can laugh at the moment as we're here, but as long as you guys leave, and then now and most especially, it comes in a form of a satanic thing, whereby if you sit, it's only the negative things. And in that moment you're depressed, that is when, let's assume you owing someone, or maybe there's family problem, or maybe it actually comes end of the month. You will be thinking a lot of things, because why? It will just jump back every situation, every problem you having, even in the past, and the one you still even have, it will bring it up together. You will think, how will you do this? Something that is too far, you have to do, but it's gonna bring it closer to you, and then you're gonna be stuck. At the end of the day, that's when sometimes to some people, it will make people closer to you to be sick, to the extent that they will call you, this person is sick, or they will call you, someone passed away. It will just come in that moment that you're depressed. You understand? You can't sleep. You'll be having insomnia at night. In the morning, you go out, you talk with people, but inside you, you're not okay. You understand? Because I can remember, it made me to drive, or like just have an accident. And when he talks to you, you do it. depression
The
talks to
depression,
you.
when it talks to you.
When you're depressed, you talk to yourself. You talk like a mad person. But immediately someone comes, you behave. You understand what I mean? The person goes out, you keep on talking to you. Do this, do that, do this, do that. That's why you see a lot of people like, they will just go and jump into a running car, or some will just want to do some funny stuff. There's some people, it makes them to cut themselves. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So, but at the end of the day, if you know how to pray, sometimes it helps. Because I also started like, being prayerful more.
And find someone who can
And
talk
also my pastor was there to talk to me on a daily basis, you know what I mean? So, and at the end of the day, I keep on like getting out of it stages by stages, in all that, and for people that says depression is not real, that some people are faking it, or some people, and also it comes also from the background one comes from. If you have a lot of burden on you, you know what I mean, and then you're thinking, what are you gonna do? How am I gonna come out from this? And there's a lot of people also looking up to you as well. That's why sometimes I tell people from back home, like people that have people back home, they don't always have to push you. You know what I mean? Because they always think life abroad is so easy, and they'll put a lot of pressure on you. They don't know what you're passing through, So for me, depression is very, very real. So if you ever feel like you're depressed, it shows when you started being weak to yourself. You can't do the things you used to do. You can't even go down on your knees to pray. You can't even, you understand what I mean? You finish
Sometimes
eating,
you
you
can't
leave.
even get off
You know
the
one
bed.
thing, you finish eating, you leave the dishes you're supposed to wash, you will leave it. You feel like you don't do your washings anymore. You're just tired of everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So-
I will never know what you mean.
Okay.
My point is, shout out to everybody going through what they can't talk about, but this
Okay.
is what this is my personal opinion. I like the point when Melody said he has a spiritual darkness in it, which I agree 100%. But now, this is until Africa as a whole, black people, we start taking mental health important, there's still going to be distance. Now, I'm going to come from the angle of, I've not been depressed before, but I've been with people who say they're depressed, and I look at their medication that they give to them. These are pills that make people sleep to become and all of that. So which means it's not really in the medication. It's in the it's in your mind, in you.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So the problem most people ask is this. Look, Ori said something that he hasn't been depressed before. No, every one of us have been depressed in one way or the other. But look at the difference is that how you snap to it. What is your next option?
Exactly.
What you do. And
Exactly.
I'm careful to say the things that make people to go into depression, you cannot control how not to go into it.
Exactly.
You can't control depression. You don't know when it's coming to you.
Exactly.
But this is what I know that you can do as a person. If you take mental health important, if everybody starts seeing themselves as a person of value, no matter who you are, and like you said, if you are whatever higher power you believe in, the moment you start seeing yourself in the light, is a space, is a dark space that you can make decision in a jiffy, and boom, you're there.
Exactly.
So the problem we're having is now, right, Melody, is accumulated thought, accumulated dark space. All this, you're really not, and that's not good mentally. We are in the black community where, and also people want people to you want to fast forward yourself. I've sat with people, I've been opportunity to sit with people who say they are depressed, and it's one English that people use these days, even for somebody who is lazy. A lazy person can tell you that they are depressed. Until you guys start talking to them, that's when you know that yours is not. You're just lazy.
You're just lazy.
You don't want to just rise up and do something. Now, in terms of, okay, now you can't say this, you're going through this. Yes. And like you said, the spirit now makes you see everybody around you as a talkative. Ask majority of people who says, I don't trust my friend. They've told that person a secret that has never been leaked. They've done things together with the person that have never been leaked. But all of a sudden, you start seeing Melody as a talker. It makes you in your head believe that if I tell Melody what I'm going through, Victor will hear, or Ori will hear, this one will hear. And that's the beginning point. But now, this is my own thing. Have people, Africa, wherever you are, we should start taking mental health serious. Mental health is not until when you have the millions of money. No,
Yeah, exactly.
You need to have a space where you unwind. You need to have space. You need to have things you do that every one of us get depressed in different states. But now, what do you do after that? When that thoughts come, what do? Do you withdraw yourself back, or you accumulate of okay, this is I'm pained here. You now try to pretend and look fine. Another thing. So those are the things that brings your trigger inside of you, and then before you know it, you are in that dark space, and then you don't want to listen to anybody. So, like I said, everybody. Mental health, see yourself as a person of value. When you get to that point that you are enough, you are a value, no matter anything you get to in life, you realize that suicide is never an option.
Yes.
Because even if you go to the doctor, I've checked the depression people prescription. These are medication that makes you sleep, which means
Obviously,
which means, and what does that do? At that time you're sleeping, it makes your brain not to think.
Yeah.
Right?
It calms you down.
Yeah, okay, good. So now my point is, like you said, believe in your higher power. When you whatever you believe in, when you study and you believe in your higher power, and then with like take your mental health serious.
Exercise.
And don't assume that this person and this person, don't assume. I think with that, every one of us will be fine. But we should just make sure that whatever higher power you believe in, and also
but at the end of the day, there is depression, right?
I didn't say
there is depression, of which
I didn't say there's not, Victor.
yes, we're running out of time anyway. But at the end of the day, people have to get help. That's the thing. If you feel like you just not okay to yourself mentally or whatever.
I also
it
feel
is.
like some people have to accept that they're not okay. People have problems accepting things
that is
or
a-
admitting.
that is a problem.
So you have to look at yourself,
And
like
know
you have
that
to
you have a problem.
self-reflect
Yeah,
or
yeah.
self-evaluate, whatever.
Why-
And you are a problem, so you need to do what's this? You need to really.
People are
look
saying
at,
yes with
like,
their mouth while the artist saying no.
Do you understand?
Those are accumulated on. Those are the beginning
So,
point.
like-
Like I said,
Okay,
every one of
guys.
us
As
have
I
been
said,
depressed
we're running
before.
out of time.
Being depressed.
We'll still hear from the audience what they have to say about it. Okay, guys, you already hear from the rest of the squad, and as you can see, it's a very sensitive topic, and we would like to see what you have to say about this. And also, if you're not feeling okay, if you're depressed, you need to get a help, and also try to kneel down and pray, no matter how you're taking it hard, but don't try to hide it to yourself. Just try to talk to someone. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment also, because we always like to read from you guys' comment. Don't forget, it's your boy Victor Chibuzo. See you in the next episode.